Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. We're going to be doing a few odds and ends things here today. We're actually going to be working on the CR-V and the E30 in this video. And the first thing that I want to talk about is the CR-V is broken. I took it to Firestone to get an alignment done because the lift is finally settled and I got the new wheels and tires since then. And I paid for them to do a full inspection just to make sure everything was good. Everything was in fact not good. I have a really bad right wheel bearing to the point where the tech said like not to even drive it over 60 miles an hour. I also have a couple worn out bushings, like the trailing arm bushing, and my oil pan gasket is also leaking fairly badly. It's not super bad, like I can still drive it, but that should probably be the next thing. I've actually got wheel bearings that should be arriving today. I don't know how much of that I'm going to film because it's going to be kind of tedious, kind of a pain in the ass. You're probably not going to see too much, and let's be honest, it's not very interesting anyway. But I will be giving you guys updates along the way. But for the time being, I'm driving this beast. It's my dad's Tundra. Thankfully, he's got a work vehicle, so I always have a backup as that. The other thing is that I actually got these in test fit are... I don't know how well the video picks it up, but I got these mosquito nets. You know, I'm setting this up to be kind of like a camping rig as well as my daily driver. So I got these so that we could put the windows down and keep some of the bugs out. They're not perfect. There's still a gap here. And the smallest of a gap out here. And then the fronts are kind of the same. There's a little bit of a gap right there. And then pretty big here. But they're cheap Chinese eBay shit, so I can't expect good quality. They were $15 for the set of 4. So as long as they literally, like if they keep one bug out, I think they're going to be worth the $15, especially since I've got these big rain guards. We really just want to lower the window a few inches just so we could get some air flowing through, because we are going to be sleeping in the car using the camping setup. So that's already going to stop a lot. And I doubt there are going to be many bugs that, you know, try to get in up here and go all the way down, up underneath, and get in the car. I'm sure there will be a couple, but I think they're going to do fine. So as you can see, I already test fit them. I actually filmed the whole intro the other day, but I didn't even notice it. My AC was running the whole time, and the whole background audio was just... So I'm redoing it. I'm not actually going to work on anything on the cars today. I just want to give you guys a little bit of an update on things. So that's the main thing with the CR-V. The other thing is... if you remember in either the last video or the one before on the CR-V, I talked about getting a table to put right here. It's a common mod. You get the center console from a CR-V or something and it flips up and has cup holders and storage. Well, I got one from an Odyssey. It's the same type of deal where you can see it's got the lever to flip it up. There, it flips up. Folds down. And it's got cup holders. And the Odyssey ones are cool because I don't really know how to do... Oh, there you go. It extends out too. So I'm going to be putting that right there. It's way bigger than the CR-V one. Has 2 more cup holders and it extends out so it has more storage. I think it's going to be super nice for camping. Like I could just sit on the back of the CR-V, have a drink, a snack, whatever. Or just, it's always nice having more vertical storage and more cup holders. It's also going to be super nice for when I do pop-ups at events for all my merch and everything. I can have stuff on display up there, you know, etc., etc. So that's it for the CR-V. Really nothing too interesting. I probably won't be installing that rear table in this video. It'll probably be the next one, but I might. So stick around to the end and you'll find out. And then the other thing, which is probably the coolest thing, is that my side skirts came in, finally. If you remember, they're click tuning, same as front bumpers, which came from Latvia. He got them out to me pretty quickly, but for some reason they were held in France for like 5 days. I don't know why. I guess the French just like side skirts for some reason. But one of the things that I want to do in this video is use like some masking tape and get the whole body kit mocked up. I want to push the wheels up where I would like ride height to be. It's not going to be perfect because I am going to need to pull camber out of the front, and I don't have camber arms or the camber plates for the top. But I'm going to put the grill, headlights, the kidneys, the other fender on. I'm going to try and put all of the body panels on that I can, put the wheels on, kind of get it lower down a little bit to where I would love for it to be, and just kind of get an idea of what it's going to look like, because I kind of need a little bit of a motivation boost. Because I kind of need a little bit of a motivation boost right now. So stick to the end to see that, because we're going to be putting all that together at the end of the video after I do everything else. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, so Dad and I have been working on the CR-V. It is going about as bad as it could possibly be. We've got everything off. Basically what's happening is, first, the axle nut was completely stuck on. We hit it with PB Blaster, torched the shit out of it, took our biggest impacts to it, wouldn't budge at all. So we ended up actually just cutting the entire axle nut off. Well, we cut most of it off, and then we were able to actually get it off with an impact once some of the material was gone away. And then we pressed all the old wheel bearings and stuff out. I don't know if you guys heard that, but anyway, something's going on. But we ended up finally getting everything out. It took us literally like probably 5 or 6 hours to get everything off. But everything's out. I'm going to be ordering new CV shafts because the old ones are a little crusty. And also I accidentally pulled it out wrong. So I got to try and get the rest of that out. And then I think there's a bushing up in there that I'm going to try and get out as well and replace. And then I've got lower ball joints on the way. So that's going to be it for the CR-V in this video, because obviously I got to wait for all that stuff to come in. So it'll be next week when we tidy everything up. But this thing should be freaking dialed now, I hope. Hopefully nothing else goes wrong. I mean, damn near everything underneath is going to be brand new now. So that's going to be it. That's going to be it for me today. I will see you guys tomorrow, where we're going to install the table in the back. And yeah, that's going to do it for this video. So I will see you guys tomorrow. All right, we have the next day. We're going to be working on the CR-V today, getting that flip-up table installed. So first thing I got to do is clean this thing up, because as you can see, it's pretty nasty. So I got some vinegar here. I got a little brush. I got a rag. Okay, so apparently my phone decided to record in slow motion instead of full speed. I might still use some of that, but basically, also look how perfect my parking is. Insanity. Anyways, I got the cover off. It's just a couple screws here and a couple screws here, because you got to take this hook off, and then they're underneath this cover as well. It's super simple. If you need to know how to do it, go watch my last video where I took it off before. But basically what we're doing now is I'm trying to figure out if I should put some spacers here, because you can see it's kind of tapered up, or if I should just cut it off with a Sawzall and just use like maybe these 4 holes or something. So what I'm gonna have to do is right here, you can see I don't have a way behind it, but this is where I have to mount it really. This is where I have to mount it, and I hope nothing's behind it. I don't think it is. But I can't get behind to like put a nut on. So I'm basically just going to be relying on self-tappers. So I kind of want to use these. That way I can do 4, hopefully 5, and have like a little bit of vertical support, as opposed to just doing the 4 that way. So that's why I'd like to get it. So I might actually just run to the hardware store and see if I can get some self-tappers and maybe some spacers and get like a long self-tappers. I don't really know. I don't know. We'll figure out something. But the easiest part is just drilling the holes and putting it in. The hardest part is actually just figuring it out and making sure it all works, and obviously not interfering with this wiring harness or anything. Not that it's anything super important other than like the door actuator from in there, but yeah, I don't want to lose anything, so I should be able to just self-tap a few bolts in here and be good enough. It's not like this thing's going to hold a ton of weight anyway. It basically just needs to be able to hold itself up. This thing's maybe, I don't know, 10, 15 pounds, so it's not super heavy. So I think if I get some like grade 8 self-tappers, it should be good enough. So let's run to the hardware store. My phone is really testing me today. Okay, I just said I made the executive decision. I am going to cut this off right here for 2 reasons. One, it's going to fit more flush against the tailgate, so it's not going to stick out as much. And 2, I really want to use my saw some more. That honestly went a lot better than I thought it would. All right, so we can see now this thing's perfectly flat, and I'm gonna end up using these 4 holes right here. I'm gonna have to bore out these just a little bit bigger because the screws that I got are pretty thick, because I wanted to get the biggest self-tappers that I could. If for whatever reason, if these, like, when I bore them out, if they get too close, I'll just drill new ones. It's not a big deal. I've got plenty of space on the actual tailgate. But I'm gonna grab some sandpaper and clean this rough edge up. And I think I'll hit it with some paint too to stop it from rusting. Alright, so I had this thing, I had the cover sort of lined up and kind of put it roughly where I want, and the cover lines up the base of it around here because there's a little bit of an indentation that I want to try and center this on. And the bottom of that goes about right here, but if we see, this bracket comes up a little bit, so I'm gonna come up maybe an inch or so and go kind of like right here, because that puts me past these rivets too. So I'm gonna go around here to try and line up my holes and make sure it's level, which I should be able to just, I mean, it's gonna be good enough. It's for camping. It doesn't have to be perfectly level, perfectly square. As with everything I do, I'm going for good enough, not perfect. So let's see if I can do this all by myself. Okay. I'll start with that. That guy, man. All right, let me grab a Phillips bit for these self-tappers, and then I think I'm gonna just start them. Like, I'm gonna blast it so it just starts to punch it, and then that way when I go to actually put them in, they'll go in easy and I don't have to try and fight with actually punching it as well as getting it screwed in. I hope these are big enough. Yeah, those will work. Yeah, those should work. And then for the bigger holes, these right here, I'm actually going to toss some washers on these screws because they're not quite fat enough, but these were the biggest ones I could get. So I'm just going to cope with putting a washer on. Alright, and at this point of the video, I'm going to save you guys a bunch of time as well as me a bunch of time editing. Things did not go according to plan. I messed up about
8 different times, tried different methods, cut the cover pretty badly, and it all ended up failing. The self-tappers didn't hold. I mangled the cover, which is fine. The cover doesn't really matter. But all in all, the whole process didn't work. At the time of me recording this and editing this video, I've actually been to Harbor Freight and I got myself a riv nut tool. So I'm going to be going over the existing holes with a riv nut, which is basically just going to put a nut in the metal and kind of spread it behind it so it holds it in place. And then I'm going to thread some bolts into it. I'm going to add a couple spacers, like I said in the video, space it out about 1/4 to 1/2 inch. So that's going to be done in the next video. So sorry you guys watched up until this point to see me not install it, but I'm going to put a little montage here of me burning my hand, since that's about the only entertaining thing that happened. So yeah, thanks guys.
Ah, that's the hottest thing in the world. Woo! Hot, hot, hot. Ah, fucking son of a bitch. God! Put down in the comments how many times I've burned myself. Alright guys, I don't think I really have much time at all because it's about to storm, but I'm going to quickly try and tack up the body kit on the E30 and see what it looks like. I don't really recommend using black duct tape for something like this, but it's all I got and I'm too lazy to go get other stuff. Okay. Oh, well, I had this mounted up, but it popped off. But we could still, that tape didn't hold. But let's just look at it from this side. I am very much enjoying the look of this thing. I'm still not sure. I'm still not sure how the wheels are going to work, but we'll figure that out. And later on, I am actually going to put the grill and stuff in and the other fender and actually mount them instead of just everything being held on by duct tape. But gives us a good idea. I was kind of thinking, I didn't know if these front and rear bumpers were actually painted because of all the damage. Now you can still see like the split and stuff. But looking at these, it's very obvious that they were painted. But the front and rear bumpers actually match pretty well. The side skirts obviously don't. I'm gonna have to match those. But I did a pretty good job matching the hood and fender using literally just I think it was just basic Rust-Oleum gloss white paint. So I'll probably just hit the side skirts with that. because I plan to paint the car eventually anyway. But I do kind of like the dirty front bumper look. I think it looks kind of sick. Especially since this car is going to get thrashed. It's kind of nice that it's already thrashed. Another thing that I was thinking about is, what do you guys think about a roof wing on this? Just like a little lip that comes out. I think it might actually, I wasn't going to get one, but I think it would actually fit pretty well. But let me know what you guys think of the look so far. As I said in the last video, I do actually have a guy that's going to be powder coating the face. It's a local guy, super cool, got a really nice shop. So be on the lookout for that. I'm probably not going to do them anytime soon. It'll probably be a few videos from now because I got to save up some money, and frankly the wheels don't need to be done right now because the car doesn't run. So just be on the lookout for that in a few videos. Anyway, I'm about to get rained out, so I will see you guys probably tomorrow